Hi guys, we're going to put you up in a skyscraper for this split, and I'm just trying to, normally I don't put the rounds in like this round, but after I just weighed two of them, and two of them weighed 300, I forget now what they weighed, 336 pounds, so what's that, 168 pounds a piece? Too much heavy, so I decided to just roll them in and roll them out, because I couldn't stack them on top of each other, and I'm just going to be putting these mostly over in that thing. I want some that to be a good stack of wood. So I'm going to get down off the skyscraper lift, try to figure out how to get into there. I got so many little trails in there, and it's tight. Oh, I forgot my eyeballs too. I got to go get some eyeballs. Hold on. All right, I found some eyeballs. Now let's see if I can get in here, get splitting. And I've got a lot done today, but I got to get some grass cut. I got to get an hour plus grass skin cutting. I got to get back to the sawmill. I didn't make it back there last night because it got too dark and cloudy. So I got to make it back there, get you guys some sawmilling video. Grass cutting. Let's see, I moved some wood today. Got all sorts of stuff going on, other things, but I don't even remember what they are now. So here we go. Kind of put a choke on. guys, what do you think? It's coming along. You would have thought it got a lot higher than that with 4 big rounds like that, but it takes a lot of wood to add up. Now, a lot of people don't like stacking. I got to get my strap over here so it doesn't start spreading out too much. But as far as stacking it, it's already stacked, okay? You see a lot of people, it goes up a conveyor and goes on the ground, then they got to go pick it up and put it here, or do this or do that. This is stacked. Once I get this thing on, the plastic over, I don't touch it again until it sits next to the boiler. So that's split and stacked, okay? Yeah, I know a big $25,000 wood splitter with a conveyor on it would have split faster. And then they just dump it in a basket. But the reason I put it in these baskets is because, yeah, you can put it in a basket, just have it thrown in a basket. But I'm using this for my own personal use, okay? So storage, if I threw it in this basket, it'd take 2 baskets, so I'd have to move it 2 times later instead of 1 time. That's kind of what I'm trying to say, which I don't have a very good way of communicating from time to time. But later down the road, instead of bringing one up every 3 or 4 days, I might be able to go 5 or 6 days with it like this as opposed to the other way. So anyhow, that's just a little bit of an insight. I'm going to climb up here, because I climb up here a lot. And I'm going to grab the camera, because then I don't have to go all the way around. I got a little bit more to do here. I'm going to get those 3 rounds, and I hope between those 3 rounds and some of that junk up there, I can finish this one off. I am pretty particular when it comes to the top where the plastic goes. I like the older, softer wood up there. That's why I'm taking so much time at that. Here, same thing. I like to get it up and rounded, and the softer wood doesn't have a tendency to poke the plastic, but that just gets a hard cover, one of the totes from way over there. So I'm going to take a break, and I think I might mow the lawn for a little while, maybe mow for an hour, and then come down and get that, and then split that, and then take another break, because I got to get the ice machine going. I am out of ice, guys. A lot of you guys know I have a commercial ice machine that sits on the porch. And between tonight and tomorrow, I'll probably make over 300 pounds of ice. And I'm out of ice. I go through 200 plus pounds of ice a month, even through the winter. I like my drinks to be icy cold. Plus it waters them down, the drink goes a little bit further. So we'll bring you back in a little bit. Bye-bye. Oh, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to hit that. We'll see you now. Bye-bye. Well, guys, here I am just being goofy. I started to noodle it, and then what happened was I saw a big crack down the back side, which was this side. I started noodling it from right here, but this crack here was already there, so I thought I'd take advantage of it. And this is just stuff I had in the back of the Kubota. That one there is pretty solid. Might have to go, I don't know, there it goes. Just goofing around. And to get these to start, I just put the chainsaw in. There's a million ants in here. This one's just too big to roll. Actually, it's going in there pretty good. I don't think it's going to go all the way through, though. Hear it? It's cracking. I was just too lazy to go get all the right accoutrements. Of course, might have to anyway. Probably will. Now is what I got is 3 wedges stuck in a log. I'll let the ants play around. All right, I got to go cut some grass and stop playing around, and that wore me out. I could have just I figured taking a shortcut. I thought it'd split a little bit easier than that instead of getting that upside down wedge thing on it. So I'll bring it back later. Bye-bye. Persistence and stupidity prevailed. Next time, I'll hook up that hydraulic toy. Bye. Well guys, this is the second day. We've got 3,000 hours in it so far. I think we got, what did we get tonight? Maybe an hour and a half probably? About an hour and a half tonight. I got a good helper. He's the muscles loading them things. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got this far. So it's coming along. So we got an hour and a half in it tonight. I had probably an hour in it yesterday. So that ain't too bad. This is what it looks like. Look at that thing, had to come down with a little bit of force. Cracked there, cracked everywhere. This is still in the ground. I'm leaving that there to support all this. Tomorrow's objective is to get that limb down. I haven't quite, I've taken the machine up and I can get pretty close to it. So I might bring a few tricks and get that down. Same with this over here. I like to get all the extras off of it before it comes down. So that's about all that's going on over here. Got some briars out. You saw them earlier today. I'll put this on tonight so you got a update. That limb over there looks easy, but that's holding this whole thing. This one here is holding it, and that one over there is holding it. So until I get this down from underneath my head, I ain't playing with that. And we still haven't got the poison ivy problem solved. Anyhow, that's about an update on the big tree. Coming along. Bye-bye.